Hello, you all. And that is requested the one and only Songbird Supreme Subtle Invitation. Let's get right on into it. I don't remember ever hearing this song. Very grown folks. The arrangement. Come on. Love the horns. Play.
To tell somebody that you're still somewhat attached to the dream.
Like velvet or dope.
Being in love once again when it's clear they've moved on. So I sat down and wrote these few words on the off chance you'd hear. And if you
Love the bass.
happen to be someone listening, you should know I'm still here. If you really need me, baby, just reach out and touch me. And I'm about to be down again. La 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 la. She put you always need you, baby. All you ever need to do is call me and let love rush in.
With the stacked in vocals.
What can I say?
The
A
same.
little extra time, so I figured I might as well explain.
Come on.
A couple little things to you that you probably never knew, like it'll always be an intrinsic part of me. Even though life goes on.
Like she goes from Come on, she goes from chest, one word, to a whole bunch of falsetto. Seamless transition. Come on, the skin and the sin. Killing. These chords. Sing and play.
Thanks to the show, you can fall into me once again effortlessly, and I'll comfort your soul. Your heart won't hurt anymore. I'm waiting patiently.
You better finesse. Hum from a chest to a falsetto. Come on, the brightness. Gosh, the power. So forward. Come on. Man. I don't want to miss anything, but I got a lot to say. You better say. She is so bad. Her chords, she's got a great ear, you can tell. Those chords, those are the melodies she be humming and running in her ad libs are so her, so genuine, so authentic to what she's hearing. Because you don't hear anybody else do the ones I've heard. A lot of hums, a lot of ad libs, you can hear the influence of other artists in real time, like as they do say, okay, that's a Whitneyism, or you know, that's if it's a younger artist, that's a Beyonce-ism, that's Mariah Carey-ism, you know what I mean? With these, you could tell that they are real, genuine, and authentic. You can tell she's just genuinely humming and ad-libbing by her very own ear and her very own power, which is dope. And like I said, that's even to other legends of her caliber. You know, you can still 99.9% of the time hear the influence of somebody else. I didn't hear nothing but Mariah Carey right, and just from start to finish, mind you, no particular, just the whole thing, the ad libs. I'm like, ooh, this is what is she going here? You know, you don't ever. I could not tell. You know what I mean? Just incredible there. Now, her belts, the bright, her I always say her belts have always been particularly bright, like always bright, youthful, and just free sounding, and it sounds like she's alive when she's up there. But here in particular, it sounded even more. Something about it sounded even more forward, more punchy, more. I'm not even talking about resonance or anything, just straight up more powerful, more, you know, piercing, like she's using more air, like she's pushing a little more, not force, but pushing a little more. And it sounds more like it might be a tad bit more nasal than what I'm used to hearing. And this is interesting because obviously I've reacted to a lot of performances before this and after. And this tone, I don't really recall ever really hearing this exact belting tone. You know what? It might have been actually "Fly Like a Bird." "Fly Like a Bird." I don't know if it's the same era, same album, or what, but she did kind of sound a little bit more nasal there, but a little bit more, like I said, more full and punchy there on the highs as well. You know, that's interesting. It's interesting that is for as long as I've been reacting to her, I'm still finding little differences in her voice from different like eras and albums because it's just ever so slightly more nasal. I think that's what I'm hearing, and again, it still gives it this the sense though of more punch, more push, and even the head voice here. I think that's the most potent and just powerful and piercing head voice note that I've ever heard from Mariah. Usually we know she uses heavily falsetto and whistle, not usually head voice. Sometimes, yeah, but not usually. But that I think is the most potent and just piercing head voice I have ever heard her use. It was almost as potent as the doggone high belt she was doing. Obviously not as full, but you know, it wasn't that far off. So it's interesting to see her just all out like that in the first half of the song. Her transitions, we know, always say to me, she really is the most magical and the most proficient and the most skilled when it comes to these seamless transitions. And she did it, I believe she did. She sang like she was singing a whole verse in falsetto, and then she in one word suddenly she'll go to a four chest note. It'll be, well, I believe one was like a mid note, like a sort of like a you know, speech level voice note, and then she went back to falsetto, and then she hit one high belt, like full belt, chesty high note, and then went right back to the falsetto. Who else does stuff like that? Like, you know what I mean? A whole verse and only two, and you put these two, except for these two, and they're both full chested. Like, it's shocking because you don't expect that in all that, you know, that sort of whispery, airy, you know, velvety type tone. I mean, that's so Mariah Carey. You know, to use them in that way, these transitions, and switch it up in that way. And it's incredible. And these descending runs are like lightning. And like I said, these little melodies she's creating with her ear just on the spot. These hums, like I'm so invested because I'm like, what is she about to do? What chord is she about to create here? You know, because you just can't. It's like, artist, you can't really measure where it's going. Like, you know, you listen to a certain amount of music, you got some talent and some ear. You can tell what 99.9% of songs are going, vocals are going, runs are going, even. You know what I mean? And that's the thing I noticed. But with her, I got to sit there. Okay, what is she? You know, I'm in suspense because I do not know what chord she's about to create. But awesome, just awesome. And again, the bass was killing. I love the horns. I love the little, I don't know what you call them, the little spark throughout, you know, the embellishments, the musical embellishments that were put in there, like like for some reason I get sparkles when I hear them. That's what just really reminds me of when I hear it. I love the embellishments and the track. The arrangement was fire. Again, very backyard, good barbecue, grown folks party sort of vibe, you know, very contemporary. But I loved it. I loved it. And this again gave me heavy fly like a bird vibes in musically and vocally. But yeah, let me know what you all thought. Thank you all for liking and subscribing, and please continue to do more of your favorites. Peace.